Welcome back, everyone. Grab your popcorn because today's story is packed with shocking twists, emotional moments, and secrets that change everything. Let's jump right in. I tell you, folks, I've been watching General Hospital for more years than I care to count, and let me just say, my heart skipped a beat when I heard what's coming for Jason Morgan. That man's been through the ringer more times than a Sunday shirt, and now he's back from that secret WSB isolation zone in Indonesia carrying a heavy load of PTSD on his shoulders. Poor fella. Steve Burton plays him so real it feels like he's family. You know, it reminds me so much of what happened with Dante Falconeri. Remember how Dante came home from his own WSB mission looking like the same guy but acting all twisted up inside? They had messed with his head something awful. One little trigger, and he'd turn on the people he loved most. I sat right here in my chair, shaking my head thinking, Lord, not again. Valentin Cassadine was the one who figured it out when he saw Dante reacting like a programmed soldier. That whole mission to catch Raj Patel, the man who kidnapped Lulu years before, it cost Dante his peace of mind and eventually his marriage. He kept seeing Lulu and everyone else as threats from his old memories. The fear of hurting her was just too much, so they ended up splitting. Broke my heart watching it. Now here we are with Jason. After everything he's done for Sonny and the rest of Port Charles, he comes home from that WSB mess and starts showing the same kind of signs. Makes you wonder if those folks at the WSB are at it again, trying to turn a good man into something he's not. I sure hope the writers don't go too dark with this one. Jason's always been the strong, quiet type who shows up when you need him most. Seeing him struggle like Dante did, well, it feels personal. I keep rooting for him to fight through it and come out stronger on the other side. This storyline hits close to home for a lot of us who've known good men who carried invisible scars from hard times. It makes me think about how important it is to have folks around you who truly see you, not the version someone else tried to create. I'm telling you, I'm glued to the screen every day now, hoping Jason gets the help he needs and that Sonny and the family rally around him like they always do. General Hospital still knows how to pull at your heartstrings after all these decades. Can't wait to see what happens next with Jason. If you've been following along, you know exactly what I mean. I tell you, I've been following General Hospital for decades now, and when I heard Steve Burton had stepped back onto the set on June 1st, I let out a big ol', well, it's about time. That man is Jason Morgan, plain and simple. They took some wonderful pictures to celebrate the show's 16,000th episode, and there he was in full stage makeup with a nasty-looking bruise around his eye. Made him look like he'd already been fighting shadows before he even got home. I sat there grinning at the screen, thinking how good it felt to see him back where he belongs. From everything I'm hearing behind the scenes, in those first few weeks when Jason starts appearing on our TVs again, he's still stuck way over in that secret WSB isolation zone in Jakarta, Indonesia. He hasn't made his way back to Port Charles just yet. And standing right there beside him in those photos is Finola Hughes, our dear Anna Devane. She's already been filming for weeks, so we'll get to see her first, and then Jason comes rolling in. Those two have always had such strong chemistry on screen. It just feels right. But what's really got me worried and excited at the same time is this heavy PTSD storyline they're giving Jason. After everything he's been through for Sonny and the whole town, he comes back carrying all these invisible wounds from that time in isolation. It breaks my heart a little, I'll be honest with you. Jason's always been the strong, quiet type who shows up when folks need him most, never asking for much in return. Seeing him struggle like this feels so real. It reminds me so much of what poor Dante Falconeri went through. You remember that whole mess? Dante came back from his own secret WSB mission looking like the same guy on the outside, but something inside him had been twisted up real bad. They had brainwashed him something fierce. One little trigger, and he'd turn on the people he loved. Valentin Cassadine was the one who finally put the pieces together when he saw Dante reacting like some kind of programmed soldier. That mission was to catch Raj Patel, the dangerous man who had kidnapped Lulu Spencer 2 years earlier. It was one of the last big WSB jobs Robert Scorpio worked on before he had to retire. Robert even helped Sonny search for Dante when he went missing. When Dante finally came home, he was battling terrible PTSD. Those memories haunted him day and night. He'd look at Lulu and the people closest to him and see them as enemies from his past. The fear that he might hurt her because of those dark flashbacks was just too much. That's what eventually led to their divorce. I remember watching those scenes and feeling my chest get tight. It was so sad, but it felt honest too. Thank goodness Kevin Collins, played by the talented John Lindstrom, was able to help deprogram Dante in the end. He got that terrible programming out of his head so Dante couldn't be used as a weapon against his own family and friends in Port Charles. Now here we are with Jason, and I can't help but wonder if the same thing is happening to him. Is he just dealing with PTSD, or did those WSB folks try to mess with his mind too? Will he need the same kind of help Kevin gave Dante? I sure hope not, but the way the story's building, it makes you sit on the edge of your seat. Jason's already carried the weight of the world for so many years. He deserves some real peace, not more nightmares and mind games. This kind of story touches me deep down because I know so many good folks, men and women, who've come back from hard times carrying scars you can't see. It makes you appreciate the people who stand by you when things get dark. I keep thinking how important it is for Jason to have Sonny, Anna, and the rest of the family around him, reminding him who he really is. Steve Burton brings so much heart and quiet strength to the role that you feel every bit of Jason's pain and hope right along with him. I'm telling you, my days have been brighter since I heard Steve was back. I'm glued to the television every afternoon, waiting to see how this all plays out. Will Jason fight his way through the darkness like Dante did? Or is there something even bigger coming? General Hospital has a way of pulling at your heartstrings after all these years, showing us that even the toughest souls sometimes need a hand to find their way home. I'm rooting hard for Jason Morgan. He's earned his happy ending, and I believe the folks in Port Charles will help him get there. If you've been watching as long as I have, you know exactly what I mean. Can't wait to see what happens next with this one. I tell you, the more I think about it, the more it makes perfect sense that Jason has been brainwashed. After everything we've seen, it's not just PTSD this time. No, sir. Those folks at the secret WSB location did something much darker to him. You can tell from the cast party photos that he's been beaten and mistreated pretty bad. That bruise around his eye wasn't just for show. It looked real painful, like he'd been through hell before they even let the cameras roll. My heart ached just looking at it. And let me tell you why it all adds up. Remember Ross Cullum, played by Andrew Hawks? That man brainwashed Anna Devane, something terrible. Since he's the one who captured Jason and dragged him off to that hidden spot, it's only reasonable to believe he did the same kind of mind tricks on Jason. Those WSB people don't play around when they want to turn someone into their own tool. I sat there shaking my head thinking, Lord, not my Jason, not after all the years he's given to this town. It feels a lot like what happened to Drew Kane, the way Cameron Matheson played him. Remember when they found Drew locked away in Victor Cassadine's prison? He came out changed, carrying all kinds of scars from what they did to him. Jason and Drew were working together like real brothers back then, fighting side by side. Drew looked like a true hero in those days, strong and ready to do what was right, not like the way some folks see him now. Those were better times, when the two of them had each other's backs no matter what. Now here's Jason, coming back from his own nightmare in Indonesia, and I can't help but worry he's been programmed just like Dante was. If Ross Cullum got his hands on him the same way he did with Anna, then Jason might need serious help to break free from whatever they put in his head. I keep hoping Kevin Collins will step in again, just like he did for Dante, and get that poison out so Jason doesn't turn against Sonny or the people he loves most. This whole storyline has me on the edge of my seat, but it also warms my heart in a strange way. It shows that even the toughest men can get knocked down and need their family to lift them back up. Jason has always been the rock for so many in Port Charles. Now it's their turn to stand by him. Steve Burton brings so much quiet strength to the role that you feel every bit of the struggle right in your own chest. At the end of the day, I believe Jason will fight his way through this darkness just like he always has. With good people like Anna, Sonny, and maybe even Drew by his side again, he'll come out stronger on the other side. That's what General Hospital does best. It reminds us that no matter how lost you feel, there's always a way back home if you've got love and loyalty around you. I'm rooting for him with all my heart, and I know you are too. Can't wait to see our boy Jason Morgan find his way back to who he really is.